Can you see my screen, right, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right, guys. Yeah, as part of java.lang package, so I think we completed toString method, right? So after that, we completed as code method too. Okay. Do you have any questions, guys, so far?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. Now we will go for next topic. Okay. So what is the next method we have? Okay. Equals method. Okay, we started discussing what, guys? Object class methods, right? So we completed toString method and even as code method also we completed, right? Now we are going to see equals method. Okay, so equals object obj, right? Hmm, right. So you tell me why we need to use equals method. Why we need to use equals method, guys? No, right? So now we can use this equals method to check what, guys? Equality of two objects. Okay, so we will use this equals method to check what, guys? Equality of two objects. Okay, understand what I mean to say here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now right, so now this equals method, where it is available, in which class it is available?
Object.
Okay. Object class it is available, right? So now the methods which are available in object class, so by default applicable for all the Java objects what we are going to create. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Right? So now see the equals method also will be available to whom now? For every Java object what we are going to create, right? Let's assume okay, let's assume class, I'm creating one class, guys. Class student, right? The student string student name. Okay. Next int, let's assume student ID, std ID. Student ID will be what? Varied from, okay? Varied from student to student, right? Unique from student to student. Am I right or wrong? Now, I'm
Yes, sir.
creating constructor, student constructor I'm taking. Okay. Now, int std ID, student ID, comma, string name. Okay. Now, this dot std ID equals to std ID. This dot, okay, name equals to name. Okay, constructor completed. Okay. No. So now after completion of constructor, so now I am taking one public static void main string outs. Okay. Now, so in the main method, what I'm doing, I'm creating the student class object. Student st1 is equal to new student. Okay. Here I'm passing 101. Okay. Student ID 101. Student name, let's assume Vignesh. Okay, I'm creating one more student, student st2 is equal to new student. Okay, so here I'm creating roll number 102. Okay, let's assume here Sai Teja. Okay, the same way I'm creating student st3 is equal to, okay, new student. Okay, so here same 101 and Vignesh. Let's assume, guys. Okay. So like that, I'm taking. Clear, everyone? Right. So
Yes, sir.
now, here what I'm saying, okay. System.out.println, okay. st1 dot equals of st2. Okay. I'm calling. Right. Next. System.out.println of st1 dot equals of st3. Clear? Now, main method close, class close. Okay. See, this is the class I created. Okay, guys. Okay. Now, see, when we will use for this equals method, which is available in object class, guys, actually we can use this equals method to check what equality of two objects. Okay. We will use this equals method to check what, guys?
Equality of two objects.
Equals method to check equality of two objects. Okay. We are checking whether these two objects are equal or not. Okay. So if you want to check, okay, whether two objects are equals or not, so we will use what? Equals method. Okay, fine. So basically the equals method we will use for, okay, content comparison of two objects, guys. Okay, but the double is equal to operator, I think already we completed. Okay, that time also we discussed. Not sure how many people are, okay, still remember. Fine. So now the double is equal to operator we will use for, okay, what I mean reference comparison, right? So now you tell me, this is the class I created, right? So now I'm calling what? See, st1 dot equals of st2. See, just I created one student class. What are the instance variable I taken here? String name
String name,
into
student
student
ID.
ID. Okay. So now I taken one constructor and this dot student ID is equal to student ID. This dot name is equal to name. Okay. For dynamically assign, okay, the values to this instance variables. Now, okay, after that, public static void main method I have taken, I created one student object and by passing student ID 101 and Vignesh, and created student 2 object by passing student ID 102 and okay, name is Saiteja, and I created one more student, student 3. I'm passing the same argument. Okay, the first object what I am passing, right, the same 101 and Vignesh. Now you tell me here system.out.println of st1 dot equals of st2 I'm calling. Clear? st1 dot equals of st2. Okay. So what is the equals method, guys? What is the equals method prototype in object class?
Equality of two objects. Equalities
Huh?
of two objects.
Equals method prototype. Already I have given, right, the equals method. Public boolean equals of object to obj. That is the method, right?
Yes, sir.
Public prototype I am asking. Public, what is the written type?
Boolean
Boolean, what is the method name? Equals, what is the argument type it is taking?
object.
Object obj. Right. So this is the prototype of what? Equals method, which is available in object class. Okay. Here, boolean b small, guys. Okay. Primitive data type. Fine. Now tell me. So this is the method prototype, right? So now you tell me, I'm calling what? st1 dot equals of st2. You tell me. So which method it will be called? In which class this equals method will call?
Object class.
Okay. Object class equals method will
Equals
call. See, I'm calling what? st1. By using st1, I'm calling equals method. Okay. So while calling equals method, what I should pass as an argument? Object type I have to pass. Right. See here, object obj it is taking argument type. So that's what I need to pass what? Any object type. Right. So now what I am passing here? Argument type value st2. st2 means what? Student object. So student object also kind of object type, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Because student is a what class? What is the by default super class for every Java class? Object class, right? So I can pass it child type also, right? So
Yes.
that's what here I'm passing st2. Fine. Now you tell me here st1 dot equals of st2. So now what is the reference variable by using which reference variable, which object reference variable I'm calling equals method?
Student
st1.
ST1.
Okay.
Yes.
So what is the reference type of st1? Student.
Student.
Okay,
Student.
in the student class, first JVM will go and verify whether the student class has been implemented this equals method or not. Okay, so now in the student
Yes.
class, are we implemented any equals method, guys? We
No,
didn't,
No.
we don't.
right? So no, right. So that's why, then which, I mean, in which class equals method we will call now? Object class
Object
equals
class
method it will
equals
call.
method.
Because what is the by default, I mean, direct super class for the student class? Object class.
Object
So now
class.
JVM go and verify, do we have any equals method which is implemented in object class or not? Do we have any equals method in the object class?
Yes.
Yes, we have. So object class equals method will be invoked. Okay. Now
Yes.
object class equals method will be executing in this scenario. Now tell me what is the output here?
False.
False.
By false.
Arguments are not same, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Now tell me what is the output here?
True.
True.
Why true, guys?
Since the arguments are same. The same
Right.
parameters are passing in the student 1 and student 3 objects.
So that's why I mean st1 equals st2 3 same, right? I mean,
Yes.
true.
Yes,
You
sir.
guys are saying true, right? So now that's what I told you already. Okay. So now actually the equals method, okay, will be implemented for content comparison. Okay. So as you guys are saying, yes, okay, what are the thing? I mean, what are the answer you are saying now? It's, I mean, okay, as per everyone understanding, okay, it's good actually. The first method is false. The second output would be true. Okay. But here you have to observe one thing, right? So now the equals method, which equals method is calling now? I mean, in which class equals method is executing now? Object
Object
class
class
equals method is
equals method.
executing, right? So in the object class equals method, how they implemented, you know? Okay, they implemented object class equals method for reference comparison, guys, not for content comparison. Understand? So now the object class equals method is equal to the double is equal to operator what we saw. Okay, the same output we are going to see. So when you give chance to execute object class equals method, so the object class equals method also they implemented for what? Reference comparison, not for content comparison. Understand what I mean to say here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you tell me what is the output here now?
False. False.
False would be the output, guys. Understand? False would be the output here. Now, let me give one more scenario here. Student, okay, st4 equals to st1. Okay, now here I'm giving system dot out dot, okay, println st1 or st1 or something, anything is fine. So st4 dot equals of st1. Now you tell me what is the output here? Okay. See, now let me explain, guys. So what is the first object we creating, guys? Student st1 is equal to new student of 101 and Vignesh. Come on, right? So now one object is created, right? What is the reference variable of this object? st1 is pointing this object, right? So in this object, what is the data we have? 101 and Vignesh, right? In the same way, we created what? One more object, right? What is the other object we created, guys? st2. st2. So now st2 is representing this object, right? So now here also what we have, student id. What is the student id? 102. What is the student name? Sai Teja, right? Now the same way we created one more object. Now this time what is the reference variable it is pointing for this object? st3. Come on guys, please respond. What is the data we have? What is the data we have here?
101
101
Vignesh.
and Vignesh. Fine. Right. So now st4 is equal to st1. Okay. Now I'm creating one more reference variable st4, but this reference variable st4 is pointing to whom now? The same object what already we created and which is referring by whom? st1. Now st1 and st4 are pointing to whom? The same object. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So now whenever we are creating any Java object, so by default JVM will create what, guys? A unique unique number, right? Unique identification number. Am I right or wrong? That is called what? Hash code, right? So whenever we are creating any Java object, for every Java object, there is a unique number which is assigned, right? So now let's assume this 101 object. For this object, definitely there should be some unique number or not?
Yes, sir.
Guys, let's assume, so this is the unique number. Let's assume, guys, like this. Okay. Now I created one more object. What is the one more object I created? st2. So definitely for this st2 object also JVM will create one more unique object, unique number or not. So now for this time, this unique number, let's assume 12. Clear? So now for st3 object also JVM will create what? One unique number, right? So now this time this is the unique number. Okay. Now, so what I'm saying now, I'm trying to call equals method. I'm trying to compare what? st1 object and st2 object. That's what, right? Equals method is equals method. So what equals method will do? We will use this equals method to check what? Equality of two objects, right? I want to check equality of two objects. Right? So that's what here I'm calling what? st1 dot equals of st2. So no, but equals method, I did not override equals method in our student class. So if you are not overriding equals method in your class, then obviously, so which method, in which class equals method will be invoked when you call object class equals method will be invoked, right? But in the object class equals method, how the Java people implemented this equals method in object class? For content compare, no, sorry, for reference comparison, not for content comparison. Okay. So now, what is the reference of this st1 object? Now I'm trying to call what? st1 dot equals of st2. Now I'm trying to compare reference of st1 and st2, right? Now, what is the st1 object reference number? Tell me, what is the st1 object?
101.
Here? 1000111. Sweta, reference number I am asking. For every object, JVM will create one reference number, right? Unique number.
Yes, sir. 1000011.
What is the st2? What is the st2 reference ID here? Reference number here? Object reference number?
1000012.
1000012. So now, when you give st1 dot equals of st2, so JVM will check. I mean, the equals method is implemented such a way to compare what, guys? Address. I mean, reference of these two objects. Okay, reference of these two objects. Right. So now 100011 is equal to 100012.
No, sir.
Not equal. Both are different numbers. Right. This address is different. This object address reference is different. This object address reference is different. Okay. So now that's why when you call st1 dot equals of st2, what we are getting now? False as an
False.
output. Clear? Now coming to the second one. st1 dot equals of st3. So what is the st1 object reference address reference here? 10001. What is the
10001.
st3 object? Okay, reference address reference number here
10001.
10013. So now definitely both are different or same?
Different.
Different. That's what we are getting what now? False as an output.
False.
If both are same, then this method will written what? True. Because what is the written type? Boolean, right? Boolean means what?
Yes, sir.
Always whether it is either it be
True or false.
false or true, right? So now if address, okay, if address references are equal, then it will written what? True, or else it will written what? False. Clear? So now that's
Yes,
why st1 dot equals of st3 always gives what, guys? False. See here, that's what in the object class equals method, okay, so they implemented for what? Address comparison, okay, address reference comparison, not for content comparison. You have to remember, okay, when you give chance to execute object class equals method, it always gives you what? By comparing address reference of the two objects. Okay, you have to remember this one. Now you tell me system.out.println of st4 dot equals of st1. You tell me what is the output now here in this case?
True.
Hmm?
True.
True. Why true?
Both
Okay,
as
so
codes are same.
same, right? So here st1 address reference also 10001 and st4 reference address reference also 10001 because st1 and st4 are referring what, guys? Same object.
Same hash object.
Understand? Same object. So this object has what? Some unique reference number. So that's why here when you compare st4 dot equals of st1, so what we are getting now? True. Clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So now, any question, guys, so far? Clear?
No,
Shall we
sir.
move next one? Come on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, if our class, okay, if our class does not contain equals method, then, okay, if our class does not contain equals method, then object class equals method will be executed. Right? Now,
Yes.
tell me. In the above example, right? In the above example, object class equals method. Object class equals method is executing or equals method got executed, which is meant for what? Which is meant for reference comparison, right? Reference comparison. Reference comparison means what? Address comparison, guys. Okay. Now, if two references pointing to the same object, then only equals method returns true, right? If two objects are pointing to same reference, same address reference, then only, okay, object class equals method will return true. Okay. Clear? Come on, guys. Hello. Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
So no.
sir.
No. So usually the equals method. Okay, always we will use this equals method for yet okay content comparison, guys. Not for okay reference, address reference comparison. Okay, so always we will use this equals method to what, guys? Content comparison, right?
Content comparison.
Now, in order to no, so in order to okay, instead of this reference comparison, so if you want to content comparison,
సార్ మీ వాయిస్ బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది సార్.
is it?
ఎస్ సార్.
Tell me, guys, now, is it okay?
యా ఎస్ సార్.
Right. So instead of okay, so this address comparison, reference comparison. Now I want to use this equals method for what, guys? Now content comparison.
కంటెంట్
Let's assume.
కంపారిజన్.
So in this case, what we have to do? Tell me, what we have to do? See,
కంపేర్.
if you give chance to object plus equals method, always it is doing what, guys? Reference comparison, means address reference comparison, right? So instead of that,
ఎస్ సార్.
I want what? Content comparison.
We have to
కంటెంట్ కంపారిజన్.
So now what I have to do now for content comparison? If I want
we have to
content
implement equals
comparison,
method in
what
our-
I have to do? Yes, we have to implement equals method in our subclass. Okay, so we need to provide the implementation. Okay, instead reference comparison. Okay, so need to provide some implementation here, some logic for what? Content comparison. Understand? No. Instead, okay, reference comparison. Okay, instead reference comparison, if I want okay, if I want to use equals method for content comparison, okay, for content comparison, what I need to do? If I want to use equals method for content comparison, then we need to override equals method in our subclass or else in our class. Okay? Clear, guys? Everyone?
ఎస్ సార్.
Right. So now, see here. Okay. Right. So now, so I'm giving one simple class. Let's assume class employee. Let me take. Okay. In the class employee, I'm creating string emp name. Okay. Emp name is equal to something called Ramarao. Okay. Now, string, one more string I'm taking. Now, string emp name 2. This is what emp name 1, employee name 1, employee name 2. Now, here I'm giving Krishna Rao. Okay. No. So let me give smells. Okay, Krishna Rao. So now I'm taking one more string. Okay, emp name3 is equal to Ramarao. Let's assume, guys, right? So now here string, this is what, guys? EMP name1 is what? EMP name1 is what, guys, here? Come on, guys. EMP name1 is what?
Object name.
Yeah, okay. Reference variable name, object reference. Here string. String is what? Object type.
Object
Right?
type.
That's what this EMP name1 is what? One object reference variable. Fine? Now. So now here I'm creating public static void main string args. Okay? String args. Here now you okay, now public what is system dot out dot println of. Now, so what is the first object reference variable?
EMP name1.
name1 dot equals method I'm calling. Equals of, now I want to compare EMP name2. I want to compare these two objects. Okay. In the same way, system dot out dot println of, now EMP name1 dot equals of, okay, EMP name2. Sorry, name3. Okay. Now PSVM closed and class also closed. Now you tell me what is the output here in the first SOPLN?
False.
Everyone,
False,
Yes,
sir.
false. What is the second output?
False.
True.
True.
Why true?
Equals method implementation in our class.
Huh?
Continue.
Huh? Huh?
Cards are false, sir.
we have not yet overridden, na, sir. So it is a
Yes, false.
Tell me everyone. What about remaining folks?
Rendu false, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me now. See, that's what I'm keep on asking you guys. Okay, please see the statement what I have written here carefully. Sorry guys, this is name, okay? Name. So this one also name. Name. See, here also let me. Right.
At top
See.
also, sir. Employee name 3 there also.
Employee name. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now tell me. So here, see. System dot out dot println of EMP name1 dot equals of EMP name2. So now I'm calling which method now? Equals method. By using which object reference variable I'm calling equals method?
EMP
name1. Right?
1.
So what is the reference variable of EMP name1 here? What is the type
String,
of EMP
employee.
name1 here?
Employee.
What is the type of EMP name1 here? What is the
String
type of
type.
EMP name1? String type.
String type.
Okay. So now I'm calling equals method. So now JVM will go and verify in which class now? In which class it will go and verify this equals method?
Employee class.
Employee class.
First
Huh?
to
That's what we discussed so far. We completed polymorphism also. I don't know, guys.
String.
This is what, guys, EMP name1. What is the reference variable of EMP name1 here?
String.
I'm calling equals method on which object, guys?
EMP name1 object.
EMP name1 object. That means what?
String.
I'm calling
String.
equals method of what?
String type.
This object. Okay, I'm calling equals method of this object. EMP name1 object related equals method I'm calling. Right? So here equals method I'm calling EMP name1. So what is the EMP name one type here?
String type. String type.
String type. So means, so in which class equals method I am calling? String class equals
String.
method I am calling.
String.
How can you guys employee class equals method I am calling here? So I am calling equals method employee object or string object?
String
String
object.
object. String object.
Then string class or equals method will invoke. How can you say employee class equals method will invoke? Here, what is the reference? See, here I am calling equals method on which object?
Student.
ST1.
ST1. ST1 means what? Student type.
Student
So
type.
student class object I am calling. I mean the equals method I am calling for what? Student object equals method I am calling. I mean student class equals method I am calling here. Okay. Now JVM will go and verify this equals method whether it is available in student class or not. If it is available, it will call that class equals method, or else it will go and verify in super class. Come on,
Yes, sir.
guys, this is basic
Yes.
thing. Still you guys are not following means I don't know what I can say here. So now you tell me here, EMP name one. What is the EMP name one type here? String type.
String type.
So I'm calling equals method on which class? String class equals method I'm trying to call here. Understand? Not employee
Yes, sir.
class. Here I'm not
Yes, sir.
using employee object reference. I'm calling equals method on what? String type reference. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
Now you tell me EMP name one of equals of EMP name two. So now which class equals method will executing now in this scenario?
String plus.
String class equals method is executing. Understand? Now tell me what is
Yes.
the output? The
False.
first scenario, false. Now what is the output of second scenario now?
True.
Why true?
In string class we have employee one name equals to
Huh?
false, sir.
Why false?
Both are strings and both strings are same. It could be true, sir.
Same. Yes, sir.
In string class equals method means in string. So in the string class we have the Ramarao in employee number 1, and in employee number 3 same as Ramarao. So both strings are same. It will be true.
So now what we have to tell here in the string class, do you know equals method has been implemented or not? Do you know?
You don't know.
Okay, in string class, if equals method is not implemented, then which class equals method will be invoked?
Object.
Object class.
Object class equals method will be invoked. So now in the object class equal method, how they implemented?
Object reference.
Object reference, right? If you give chance to execute object class equals method in these two scenarios, what would be the output now?
False.
False and false. Am I right or wrong? Because
Yes, sir.
these two objects are what? Two different objects. Two different objects means definitely every
Different
object has what?
aspects.
Unique reference number. So that's what definitely we will see here what? False as an output. Right? But here we are calling equals method on which object reference now? String class object reference. Means string class JVM first it will go and verify whether this equals method has been implemented in string class or not. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
So now in the string class, yes guys, there is an equals method. It has been implemented in string class. I mean overridden in string class. Okay. For what guys? Content comparison. Understand? In string class, the Java people overridden this equals method means implemented in this equals method in string class for what? Content comparison. Not for reference comparison. For content comparison, they implemented. Right? Content comparison means what? If the two objects having same content of data, then that method will return what? True. If the two objects doesn't contain same content data, then that object will return what? False. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clear? So now, so in this scenario, this is one object and this is one object. Let's assume, guys. Okay. So now, what is this object now? EMP name one. Okay. So what is the EMP name one? Data here,
Ramarao.
Ramarao. Okay. So now what is the EMP name to data here? Sorry, EMP
Krishnara.
name 3. Oh, EMP name 3. Okay. Sorry. EMP name 2 first. Krishna Rao. Right? What is the reference variable here? EMP
EMP name 2.
name 2. So we created one more object, na? What is the one
Yes,
more object we created?
EMP
EMP
name.
name 3.
EMP
Name 3.
name 3. Right? What is the data? Ramarao.
Ramara.
Right? So now, see, here equals method, in string class equals method, how they override string class equals method, how they implemented? They implemented for content comparison,
Content.
object content comparison. So for the first object, what is the content? Ramarao. Right? In the second object, what is the content? Krishnarao. Come on, guys. I'm asking data. In the first object, what is the data? Ramarao. In the second object, what is the data?
Krishnarao.
Krishnara.
Krishna Rao. So now they are going to compare Rama Rao is equal to Krishna Rao for what content? So content wise, in these two objects have different data or same data?
Different data.
Different data. So that's what here the first scenario we will see what false as an output because the contents are different in these two objects. Now, so I'm comparing which object now? These two objects, right?
Yes, sir.
These two objects I'm comparing. EMP name 1, EMP name 3. Now you tell me EMP name 1 content of data and EMP name 3 object content of data are both are same or different?
Same.
Same. So if the content is same, then string class equals method, what it will return?
True.
True. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Come on, guys.
Yes, sir.
So that's why in this case we will see what, guys? True.
True.
Okay. So in the same example in the above, see the equals method written what? False. Right? Here see st1 and st3. When I'm using st1 dot equals of st3, what it is written? False. Even though
False.
content is same. See st1 content and st3 content, both are same or different? I mean data I'm asking,
Same.
content of data. Both are same.
Same.
But even though, but here we will see what? False as an output. Why? Because in student class, we did not override equals method. So that's what object class equals method will be invoked. In the object class equals method, okay, they implement, I mean the object class for equals method, how they implemented, guys? Okay, for address reference comparison. Understand? Not for content comparison. The object class equals method, they implemented this equals method for what? Address reference comparison, not for object content comparison. So that's what here we will see what? False as an output. In the
Yes,
same way, if we apply the equals method for in string class, because in the string class, they override this equals method and they implemented this equals method for what? Content comparison. Instead, reference comparison. So if the objects having the same content, then object class equal, I mean string class equals method will return true or else it will return false. Clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So now what is the recommended approach, guys? Okay. So definitely, so equals method we have to override and we have to provide implementation for what? Content comparison instead reference comparison. Clear or not?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Right. So now in the above example, in the student class, this is the student class, right? So now how can we achieve for content comparison for student objects instead like this? See, this is the output we are getting false and false, right? Instead like this, I want to implement, okay, the student class object for content comparison. If I want to try to compare, okay, two objects of student, okay, so now how should I compare now? How I want to compare now? Based on data. If the two students having the same data, then I should return true instead false. Got it? What I'm saying here? So how the Java people implemented equals method in string class? In the same manner, I want to implement this equals method. I mean, I want to override that equals method in my student class so that I can use this equals method for content comparison instead reference
Reference
comparison.
comparison.
So now what I have to do now? I have to override this equals method in our student class and I need to implement for what? Content comparison instead reference comparison. Come on guys. Clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So now we have to override. Okay. Let me override guys. Let me write that one. Okay. So let me open Eclipse IDE. Shall we?
Yes, sir.
Yes, see, I'm going to implement the equals method for what? Content comparison. How the string people implemented, right? So in the same way, I want to implement this equals method for what? My own class. What is my class here? I created student class. Okay?
In class.
You know, following everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now, where is the project guys we created already? Do you see any java.lang package here? Yes, there is a project, right? Yeah, that's RC. So now let me create what? One more package, the SRC folder. Everyone, can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Right. So now here I'm creating package, right? Com dot tech dot station dot okay javalang dot equals because we are talking about what equals, right? So that's why I'm creating package what equals. No, no new. I'm creating what class. Okay. Now, so what is the class? Student class only I'm taking. Okay. So even I'm taking what? Public static void. In the same class, you want me to take public static void main or else different class?
Same
Okay,
class.
let me take in the same class, huh? Or
Yes, sir.
different classes. Okay, fine. No. Okay. So no. Let me take in the same class now. Fine. Right. So now, see. Tell me guys, guide me. So now private int, what is the first one? Student ID. Come on. Next one, private. Follow me guys. String,
String
the
student
second
name.
variable name, student name, name. Right. What I need to create now? Constructor. Okay. Let me generate constructor by using source generate constructor using fields.
Fields.
Generate. Okay. Constructor has been generated. Let me arrange guys. Fine. These are the two variables and I'm adding here constructor. Fine. Now.
Yes.
Fine. So now see. Now I need to override which method now? Public
Equals.
boolean equals method.
Equals method.
For what? Content comparison. Okay. Public equals, what is the object parameter? I mean,
Object.
argument type it has to take object obj. Fine. Now, see, see the logic. How I'm writing. Okay. Now, here. So this dot student ID means what, guys? This dot student ID means what? Current object. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Current object. Always it will give it will give what, guys? Current object.
Current object.
Right? Now, so that's why int. Okay. Int ID I'm taking. Int ID. Okay. Or else let me take std student ID. Now 1. I'm taking 1 because already std ID variable we have, right? Student ID equals to, see the logic. Okay. This dot std ID. std ID. I'm assigning this dot student ID. This means what? Always this reference current class object, right?
Current class object.
Current object. This dot student ID is equal to student ID 1. I'm assigning this value to whom now? One more temporary variable. Here temporary variable student ID means what, guys? Local variable. Okay. Fine. So now in the same way, I'm taking string std name equals to this dot, okay, this dot std name. Fine. Can I take like this? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. So now here, see now. Now, so now I'm calling this obj. I'm calling this equals method. I need to call this equals method, right? So for calling this equals method, what I need to pass? I need to pass some object as an argument value, because that what is the argument type it is taking? Object. So object means either you have to pass object type value or else it's a child class value also you can pass. Am I right or wrong? Okay.
Yes.
So no. So that's why here I'm taking or else. So let me first uh, create student objects, and after that we'll try. Okay, we'll try to explain this equals method, guys. First let me write student. I'm creating the first student object st1. Student st1 is equal to new student. Okay. So what is the data I'm passing here? 101, comma Vignesha, Vignesh. Right? Next. Student ST2 is equal to new student of 102, comma Sai Teja. Okay. The same I'm creating about one more object. Student ST3 is equal to new student. Okay. Here I'm passing what? 101 and Vignesh. Okay. Now sys out Okay. So what is the first one? st1 dot equals
Equals
of
st2.
st2. Let me copy the same for now. st3.
Three.
Okay. Fine. See now. Here I'm calling what? Equals method. Okay. So by using which object reference I'm calling? st1.
st1.
st1 means what? This is the
Student.
object. Okay, student object. So in the student object equals method I'm trying to call. So what is the argument value I'm passing? st2. This object
st2.
I'm passing. Okay, I can pass st2, right? What is the st2 type? Student type. But what is the argument type here? Object. So student class is obviously child class for what? Object class. Okay, so I can pass what? Student type object also as a argument value. Either I can pass same object class, okay, object value I can pass, or else its child class object value also I can pass. So that's what here I'm passing what? Student. Student means obviously child class for what? Object class. Come on, guys.
Yes, sir.
See now. So now this object obj I'm passing which object? st2 object. Okay, fine. So now here obj, right? So now obj means what is the underlying object of this obj? Student. So that's what I need to typecast to whom? Student type. Okay, I need to typecast to student. Student, here I'm giving s. Understand this line, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this obj holds what, guys? st2. st2 object I'm passing, right, as argument value here.
Yes, sir.
While calling equals method, what is the argument value I'm passing? st2. Now this obj pointing to which one? st2. What is the underlying object of this obj? st2. So now obj I need to typecast to whom? Underlying object type. What is the underlying object type? Student. What is the st2 type, guys? Student, right?
Student type.
That's what I'm typecasting to student. Okay, fine. So now clear as of now?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now see, now I'm giving string std id to, I'm taking one more local variable. Now s dot, right? S dot what, guys? std id.
std name, sir. String.
This
Since
is
we are
int,
passing
right? Let me take it.
int or int.
Okay. In the same way, what is the next one? String.
String
std name.
std name to
std name equals to s dot std name. Name 2, because already we have std name, right? std name 1 either. Okay, clear everyone?
yes.
I'm not doing anything great here. So I converted this type to student type, and now the student value I'm assigning to one more local variables. That's it. S dot student id, std id, s dot student name, std name 2. Okay, now see what I'm doing now here. Now I'm writing logic. See, if, okay, if the first one std id 1, I mean I need to compare, right? I need to compare what? Content comparison of these two objects. So that's what first object, what is the what do you call here instance data std id1 double is
Yes, sir.
equal to
std id2.
id2,
id2.
because these are what? Prim2 types. How can we compare prim2 data? By using double is equal to operator, right? If std
Sir,
id1 double is equal
ST1,
to
sir.
std id2, huh?
ST1, ST2, sir.
st1. What st1? std id1, right? std id1 double is equal to std id2,
Oh, yes, sir.
right?
Yes, yes, sir.
So now, after that, what I need to do? AND operator. Okay, short circuit operator. So now here I'm using now std name1 dot equals of, okay, std name2. Okay, then return true.
True.
Okay, else return false.
False.
Clear? Clear, guys, everyone? How I implemented? See, let me explain one more time here. See, I created student 1 object. Okay, I created student 2 object by using which constructor? This parameterized constructor.
Constructor.
Okay, student ID I am assigning to student ID reference variable. Student name I am assigning to student name reference variable. I mean instance variable here. Okay, student ID is instance variable. Student name also instance variable. Fine. So now in the same way I'm creating what? st3 object also. Now I'm trying to compare what? st1 dot equals of st2 I'm trying to compare. Okay. So now here I'm trying to call what? Equals method. So now what is the equals method? I mean in which class equals method I'm trying to call? Student class equals method. Because here st1 type. What is the st1 type here? Student type.
Student.
So that's what student class equals method I'm trying to call. Okay. So that's why I'm implementing equals method in where? In our student class, in my student class. Clear
Okay.
now?
Yes, sir.
Now, so now I'm implementing this equals method. So now, how I want to implement this equals method in student class? For content comparison. Okay. If I want to compare two objects, okay, if the data of these two objects are same, I mean content of these two objects are same, then I have to return true. If the content of these two objects are different, then I need to return what? False. Okay, that is my requirement.
Yes, sir.
Clear? Right. So
Yes,
for
sir.
that, here I'm writing the logic. You see how I'm writing? Okay. See. So this dot student ID. This means what, guys? This
Current.
always represent what?
Current
object.
object.
So now, while executing this method, then only that time only equals method will execute, right? Because here only we are calling equals method, st1 dot equals method, right? So in this case, so this represents which object?
ST1.
st1 is current object.
Yes.
Equals method I am calling by using which object? st1. st1 will become what? Current object, right? So now, so that's what this dot std id means. What is the this dot std id value? 101.
ST1. 101.
That 101 will be assigned to whom? std id1.
STD1.
Understand? So this dot std id means represents what, guys? Current class
Current
instance
object.
variable. What is the current class instance variable? std id value 101. This 101 I am assigning to whom? One more temporary variable called std id1. This is what? Local variable. This is
Yes,
instance variable. This is local variable. In the same way, this dot std name, current class student name. What is the current class student name holding?
Vignesh.
Current object student name. Vignesh is holding. Now, this Vignesh, where I am assigning one
STD
temporary
name
variable
1.
called std name1. This is what? Local variable. Okay. This std id1 having 101. This std name1 having what? Vignesh. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, so now this object obj holding which value?
ST2.
std2, because I am passing rate st2, second object. See,
Yes,
equals
sir.
method. When I calling equals method, so here what is the argument type? Object obj. So I need to pass one object type. So what is the object type I am passing? Student type object I am passing. Yes, boss, I can pass student type because what is the argument type here? Object. Either I can pass object type or else it's a subclass type also I can pass. So that's what here I am passing what? Student type, st2. Okay. Now this obj holding what of which object? st2 object. I'm assigning this st2 to whom now? This obj. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Please respond, guys. Right. Now this obj. Now I'm typecasting to which type? Student type.
Student type.
Why? This underlying object of obj. What is the underlying object of this obj? Student only. st2 means which type? Student type, right?
Student type.
So that's what I need to typecast to whom? Student type.
Student.
Okay. So while typecasting, I'm assigning what? One more object called s. What is the reference variable of this type? S. Okay. This st2, I'm assigning to one more object, guys. S.
Yes, sir.
One, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, like this, guys. I don't know why you guys are not speaking anything. See, this is the object we created. What is this object? st2, right? st2. Okay. So now st2 contains what? 102 and Sai Teja. Sai Teja. Right? So now I passed this st2 as what? Argument value while calling equals method. Okay. Now this st2 object, which object is holding? Obj. I'm assigning to obj. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to typecast this obj to whom now? Student. Because I need to refer this data, right? Directly I cannot refer obj dot stdid means what we will get. Come on, that's what I think already I completed all these topics. You guys are not revising. That's why you guys are feeling tough here. If you call obj dot student id means you will see. So can we refer child class data by using superclass reference variable?
No.
We cannot refer. We can refer superclass, okay, data by using child class reference variable. Am I right or wrong? Because
Yes, sir.
all the properties of superclass by default inherited to subclass. But we cannot refer subclass data by using superclass reference variable. All these things we completed, we discussed. Understand? In inheritance. By using subclass reference variable, we can refer superclass data. We can access superclass data. I mean, data means here what? Member variables. Or else you can access what? Superclass methods. In the same way, by using superclass reference variable, you cannot access subclass specific data and subclass specific methods. Come on.
Yes, sir.
What are the properties your parents has? Those properties by default will be inherited to
Child.
you. Okay. Either his, okay, what do you call features, either his, what do you call properties and all. Okay. But what are the, because of father you came. Because of you, not father came. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's what. So here, by using child class reference variable, you can represent, you can access superclass member variables and methods. In the same way, by using superclass reference variable, we cannot access child class specific data and methods. Data means here variables. Clear, right? So now, if I did not typecast to student, I cannot access what? This st2 data. Student ID, student name, I cannot access. If I call obj dot stdid means, okay, it will kick us like anything, compiler. Okay, I mean student ID means which class data it is? Student class data. Student class is subclass to whom now? Object class. So now how can I access object class reference variable? How can I use object class reference variable to access what? Child class called student data here? I cannot access. By using superclass reference variable, I cannot access what? Subclass data. But by using subclass reference variable, we can access what? Superclass data. Okay, so that's what here I tried. I mean, what do you call? Sorry, I converted it to this object to student type. Okay, I'm typecasting. What is the underlying object of this obj? Student. So that's what I try to typecast to student type. So now while typecasting to student type, definitely I should have point this object, right, by giving some reference variable. So which type it is? Student type. So that's what I need to take student s. Please go and refer typecasting classes what we completed already. Okay. So now this is what s. See now. This st2 is representing now s. Variable s also representing this st2. Okay, after executing this line. Please respond, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now s dot stdid. Now when I call s dot stdid means, tell me which value I can see s dot stdid means
102.
102 because s is representing what? This object, right? st2, right? See, s
Yes,
and
sir.
st2 is pointing to the same object.
Same object.
Okay. Now s dot stdid means 102. That 102 to which variable I am assigning? I am creating one more temporary variable. What is the type? Int. Because 102 is which type? Int type. So that's what int stdid2. Okay. In the same way, s dot student name will give what? Sai Teja. Because st2 data is Sai Teja. So now that Sai Teja is which type? String type. So in order to hold that value, which variable I need to create? String type variable I need to create. So that's what I'm creating one more variable called std name2. This std id2, std name2, these variables are which type of variables? Local variables or temporary variables. Okay. What is the scope of local variables? Within the method scope. So now, fine. So now, okay. So now all the variables I have. Okay. Now I'm trying to compare what? Content comparison. Okay. Now st1 object data in which variable it is having? I mean st1 object data. What are the variables are holding here? std id1, std name1. Okay. Now st2 this object data which variables are holding now? std id2, std name2. What is my intention here? I want to compare what? Content comparison of these two objects. If the content of these two objects are same, I need to return true or else I need to return what? False. So that's what I'm taking what? If clause. Okay, if statement. See, if clause. If, in the if, what I'm trying to compare now? First std id1 and std id2. Okay, whether these two data, student id1 and student id are both are same or not, I'm checking. That's what I'm using what? Double is equal to operator. What is the type of std id1? Int. What is the type of std id2? Int. How can I compare int types? By using double is equal to operator. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, if these two are true, okay, then I need to compare what? The next one. Okay. See, if these two are returning true, double is equal to means what? Operator returns true when these two are true. When these two are same. See, when these two are same, these two variable values are same, then it will return what? True. This double is equal to operator. Go and revise operators. Now, what is the STD ID1 value? 101. What is the STD ID2 value?
102.
102. Both are same or different?
Different.
Different means what
False.
it
Else
will
block
give?
is
It will give false.
false.
Okay. Once it give false, then it won't execute what? The second statement. That is the short circuit operator. Already we discussed, guys.
Yes, sir.
If the left side true, then only short circuit operator or allow us to evaluate the second
Second
operation,
condition.
second condition. Okay. If the first condition itself it is throwing false, then our short circuit operator it won't allow us to evaluate the second condition. Okay. Now false means what? False means completely this if clause will return what? False, because this is short circuit operator. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If false means which statement will execute? Else block
Else
will
block.
execute. In else block, what we are passing? What we are returning? False.
False.
Come on, guys. What we are returning, guys? False.
False.
So that's what. Here, what is the output? False. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, see next statement. This is the next statement. Now you tell me. st1 equals of st3. Okay. I'm calling equals method on which object? st1 object. Now equals method is called. Okay. Now this obj holding which object? st3 object. Now this means what? Current class object. Always this refers what in this case? st1.
st1.
Calling st1, right? st1 means current object. st1 dot stdid means which value? 101. This stdid1 having 101, and this dot std name assigning to std name 1. This std name 1 having Vignesh. Okay. Again, obj I'm trying to convert to whom? Student typecasting. So now this s, I mean st2 and s both are pointing to the same object. Okay. Now s dot stdid means which value now?
101.
103.
Oh,
No,
one.
sorry, 101. Sorry, 101. Now s dot stdid also having what? 101. This 101 we were assigning to whom now? stdid2. Now s dot std name. What is s dot std name? Vignesh.
Vignesh.
Right? The Vignesh I'm assigning to whom now? std name 2. Local variable. Now here I'm trying to compare stdid1 w is equal to stdid2. What is the stdid1 value? 101. What is the
101.
stdid2 value? 101.
101.
Because st3 101 Vignesh, right? See, this is the data. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, so 101 w is equal to 101. True or false?
True.
True. True means definitely it is allowing us to evaluate the second condition. What is the second condition? STD name 1. What is the STD name 1?
Vignesh.
Vignesh. Right? What is the STD name 2?
Vignesh.
Vignesh. So here Vignesh means which type it is?
Student
STD
type.
name 1 type.
Student type.
Huh?
Oh,
Student
sorry.
type.
String
STD
type.
name 1. See here STD name 1. String.
String type.
Okay. I'm calling equals method. Okay. Which object equals method I'm calling? String class equals method I'm calling. Okay. In the string class equals method, how they implemented?
Content.
Content comparison. If the two objects having same content, then it will return true. Now tell me std name 1. What is the content of std name 1?
Vignesh.
What is the content of std name 2?
Vignesh only.
Now Vignesh 1 equals of Vignesh 1. What is the output?
True only.
True only, because this equals method which equals method we are calling? String class
String.
equals method we are calling. How the string class equals method has been implemented? For content comparison. If the both objects having same content, then it will return true. So now this portion also true and this portion also true. Okay. Come on, short circuit operator. True and true. What is the output? True.
True.
If both are true, true, right? True means condition will pass and control come to if block. So what is in the if block? What we have written? Return true. Okay. See here. Here we are writing
Yes, sir.
true. So that's what. What is the output now? in this case?
True.
Yeah. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Now. Now. One more. Let me write. Student ST4 equals to ST1. Okay? Now, here I'm calling same system.out.println now ST4 equals of ST1.
T1.
Okay? Or else, same we can take. Either it is anything is fine. ST1 equals of ST4. Okay? Now you tell me what is the output here? Tell me guys, ST1 equals of ST4. What is the output?
True.
True only. I don't know why you guys are taking so much time. What are you thinking here? ST1 and ST4 pointing to the same object. What is the
Yes, sir.
content of same object means? Same only. If the content is same, if you use ST1 and ST4 and by using equals method, what you will see? True only you will see. Because here content is same. Come on guys, already we discussed it, right? I just now explained this equals method, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, ST1. What is this? This represents current ST1. What is the ST1? STD ID 101. What is the ST1? Student name Vignesh. We are assigning these two to STD ID1, STD name 1, and OBJ. What is the OBJ? Holding. Same ST1 only. Because here ST1 we are assigning ST4. ST4 and ST1 pointing to the same object. Okay? Here ST4 also pointing to the same data. So again, we are converting obj to student. Okay, now S. S dot student ID means what? 101 only. S dot student name means what? Vignesh only. So these values I am assigning to std id2 and std name2. Now std id1 w is equal to std id2 means 101 w is equal to 101 means true. And std name1 equals of std name means true. Vignesh. If both are true means return true. So that's what return true. Output. Come on guys.
Yeah, sir. Understood, sir.
Clear, right?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir.
Right. So now you want me to execute this program? Let me execute. Run as Java application. See, false, true, true. So that's what we also written, right? False, true, true. Okay? Come on. Please tell me whether you guys are understand or not. How can I know?
Understood, sir.
Okay. Now, see, in the same example, okay? In the same example, I'm writing. Sysout. Come on, guys, okay? ST1 equals of ST1 equals of Santosh. Okay? You tell me now. What is the output here?
False.
Hmm?
False.
Errors.
Error. Tell me which error? Which error?
Equals method
Hmm.
incomplete.
Equals method.
Equals method object type కదా సార్ అలో చేస్తుంది స్ట్రింగ్ పెట్టాము.
String means it's also child class for object class, right? Every Java class will become a child class for object class, right? So here equals class, it is taking what? Either object directly object class type also it is taking as a value, or else its child class object values also it is taking. Here string means what? Obviously child class for object. We can pass, right? What is the issue? Clear, Triveni?
ఎస్ సార్.
Tell me what is the output here? I'm asking
Error
everyone.
only.
Which error? Which error? Already we completed all these classes. Typecasting. I think I spent three classes or 4 classes. I'm spending on only typecasting. Compile time also I already we teach, and runtime also we teach. So what are the rules we have to follow while compiling also I completed, and what are the rules we have to follow while at runtime also I teached. Okay, I thought that time. You tell me now. Tell me. No one is talking anything. The same way. Explain you guys. Okay. So now, see here. I'm commenting this line. Okay. Now, and I'm commenting this equals method too. So, comment like this, it will come out. Comment like this. Okay, I commented equals method also. Fine. Now, so in this scenario, if I execute this class, what is the output, guys, here in these 3 areas? What is the output? Now tell me. Here, what is the output? See, I commented this equals method. I commented means I'm not implementing equals method in my student class. Now tell me what is the output here?
First one is false.
Second one?
That is also false.
Third one?
Third one, true, sir.
True.
Since
Because
referring
False.
yeah, true, right? Because here equals method means when you call equals method means which equals method will execute? Object class equals method will
Object
execute,
class.
because we did not override equals method in our class. I mean in our student class. So obviously in object class equals method, how they implemented? For address comparison. I mean reference comparison. So definitely ST1, ST2 having different reference
hash code.
numbers, and ST1, ST3 also having different reference numbers. So now ST1, ST4 having same reference number, because here we are sending ST1 to whom? ST4. So that's what here false, false, and true, right? Now I am uncomment this statement. Okay, so now here what is the output we will see? See, run as Java application. False, false, true, false.
Yes.
Means in this case, what is the output we are getting?
False.
False. Okay, now let me uncomment our equals method. Right, now if I uncomment our equals method, obviously when you call this equals method, which equals method will be executed? Our equals method will be executed. This time object class equals method will not be executed. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Now in this case already we know. So here we will get false, here we will get true, Here we will get true. Here, tell me.
False.
Okay,
Content.
false.
Execution check for the content.
Here we will get runtime exception clause called
Mm.
class cast exception.
Mm.
This class cast exception already we discussed while discussing typecasting.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
fine guys. So no, I don't want to discuss on here. So now st1 equals of Santosh. Now see, when you call this method st1, so here st1 means okay, current. This represents always what? Current object. What is the current object here? st1, right? So now this dot student id. What is st1? This dot student id 101. So 101. This dot std name means what? Vignesh. So std name one will be assigned to whom? Vignesh. I mean, will be assigned Vignesh as a value. Clear in this case? Now, I'm trying to typecast what? Obj to student. Understand? But here, what is the underlying object of obj? What is the underlying object of obj in this scenario?
Student.
Huh?
Students. Vignesh.
What is the underlying object of obj in this scenario?
Santosh.
Santosh.
Santosha.
String.
String. Santosh means
String.
what? String. Double quotes means string. So what is the object here? String
String.
object it is.
String, sir.
Okay. This object obj holding string object.
Mm.
Yes,
String
sir.
also child class for object, right? So that's what I can pass string.
Yes, sir.
Now what is the underlying object of obj here? String. So but here I'm trying to typecast to whom?
Student.
String, but your
Student. So can I typecast string to
No.
student?
No, sir.
That's why we will get what? Class cast
Typecast
exception.
Class cast exception.
Class cast. Okay. There is a class between class. Okay. Underlying object is holding string type, but I'm trying to typecast that string type to whom? Student type. How can I typecast one object to another object? Understand? So that's what we are getting about class cast exception. So that's what here we are not handling the class cast exception, right? Okay.
yes, sir.
That's why we are getting what? Runtime exception. But why? But if you allow to execute equals method in this scenario, so what is the output we are getting? False. Why we are getting false? Because they handled class cast exception. Understand? So in the same way, we also need to handle what? Class cast exception. Tell me. Try block. How to handle the exception?
Catch.
Catch. Yeah.
Class cast
Exception.
Exception handling also we completed. I don't know what you guys are doing. Class cast exception. Here I'm returning what? Return false.
False.
That is the exception handling I'm writing. Hey boss, if you have any kind of class cast exception, okay, don't terminate abnormally. I'm handling class cast exception. If any class cast related exception is occurring, then control directly will come to this catch block. And here I'm passing what? Return false. Okay, I am handling the exception. Okay, by terminating what? By executing this application, and I'm trying to terminate this application abnormally, not abnormally, normally, gracefully. Okay, now see. Hope you people understood.
Yes, sir.
Now, see, now, earlier we saw, right, class cast exception. Let me execute now.
False.
Now, you will see false as an output. See? Okay?
Yes.
Clear?
Sir.
Right. So now, in the same way, now, let me copy this one. Now I'm passing, instead of string, I am passing null. Can I pass null? Can I pass null or not? We can pass, right, while calling equals method. What
Yes,
is
sir.
the equals method of, argument type? Object obj, right? What is the default value for any object reference variable? Null. I can pass null, right? Object obj can hold null or not, like this.
Yes, sir.
Object obj is equal to null, right? Is it valid, right?
Yes, sir.
It is a valid, right? So that's what here I'm passing what? Obj null. Now tell me what is the output here in this scenario. Okay? Now. So
Null
let me,
pointer.
yes, null pointer exception we will get. Understand? Let me
Yes, sir.
comment our class equals method. I'm commenting our class equals method. Okay? Now if I execute this one, so now which equals method will execute now? Object class equals method will execute. So now if you pass null also, so we will get false as an output. Instead null pointer exception. See, false. Understand? The fifth SOP statement. What is the value? False here. Why false, guys? Because they handled this null pointer exception. Where? In the object class. Okay. But in our case, I uncommented the equals method. Now, if you call this method equals method means which class equals method will execute? Our class equals method will execute. Okay. Now see, we will get null pointer exception. We will get. Okay. Did you see? Java.lang null pointer exception. Come
Yes,
on,
sir.
guys. Why null pointer exception? Because we are passing null here.
Line.
This object obj holding what? Null reference. So now I'm trying to typecast obj to student. Fine. So now s is holding what? Null. What is the value of this obj? Null, right? This s also holding null. Now I'm trying to call stdid by using this null reference variable. So if you call anything on null reference, what you will see? Null pointer exception. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So now here null pointer exception we are getting. So are we handling any null pointer exception here?
No.
We did not. So that's what this program will be terminated abnormally, and we will see the exception message in the console. How can we prevent this situation? So we need to override null pointer exception also. We need to handle by taking what? One more null pointer exception np. So here return false. Okay, I think we capture.
P is capital.
Fine. See here also, if you have any kind of null pointer exception, what I'm returning? False. So now see, let me execute now. Instead of null pointer exception, we also will have what? False. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Right. So now we will stop here. We will continue tomorrow, guys. So tomorrow I will explain you the simplified version of this equals method. The logic what we implemented, right? Instead, like, so we are going to implement this equals method in another way. Okay. So by writing lesser lines of code. Here we have written what? More lines of code. Instead this, we are going to write what? Less lines of code. Tomorrow we will see. Okay. Thank you all.